So a lot's happened. First things first, I'm quitting. Yep, I'm quitting. I'm quitting my dreams. I'm not going to pursue them any longer. Just kidding. I'm quitting my full time job so I can actually pursue my dreams. Okay. Yeah. So, my full time job is working at Paparazzi Accessories. They're a jewelry company. And first and foremost, they're amazing. I mean, obviously, working in a warehouse, I feel like working in a warehouse anywhere that would suck. I mean, let's be honest, but working for Paparazzi, I'm very grateful for the fact that I've been able to work for them. Okay, and wait, and all the people that I met there, I mean, I love all the people that I work with. Okay. Anyways, um, yeah, so probably by the end of December, actually, it's kind of ironic because it's happening like right when the new year is hitting. But starting in January, I will be working full time at the Bridge Recovery Center, running all their social media accounts, creating all their content, and posting it and all that stuff. So I'm pretty much going to be their social media marketer, content creator guy. However, now I wouldn't be quitting paparazzi if I knew I wouldn't be able to support myself. And not last Friday, but the Friday before, so 2 weeks ago, or like, yeah, 2 weeks ago, I had a business meeting with Darren Brooks, and he's the owner of the Bridge. He's the one that brought me in and asked me to do this. But we came up with a deal, and it'll pay me enough to where I can live. But what doesn't matter, the money doesn't really matter. What matters is he's trusting me for 3 months to bring enough customers. Or he's not trusting. He's trusting me enough to pay me to bring in customers from social media. So basically, if people don't, if we don't see an increase in people visiting our website or an increase in people saying, "Oh, hey, I saw your Facebook post or your Instagram or your YouTube video, and I'm interested in learning more about the bridge, and I have myself or I have a family member that could actually really benefit from this." So if we don't see results like that happen in the next 3 months from January to March, if we don't see an increase like that, then I'm going to be out of a job. We will part ways friendly. Because I mean, he can't pay me for something that's not working. That's just pointless and with any business. You don't want to just pay someone just because they're doing something that doesn't work for your business or to benefit you. So basically, yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm quitting paparazzi is so I can really make this work. Because like one of the big things I told him at the meeting that we had was the fact that I don't really have enough time to really make the videos and stuff and be there all the time like I want to be able to really capture everything that happens at the bridge. Because the bridge is an amazing recovery facility for people with chronic illness. Like that plug. Anyways, but the fact is, like, I needed more time to be able to do the things that I wanted to do to really make that increase in sales and stuff happen for them. So that's part of the reason why I'm quitting, is so I can really pursue that and really make it happen. Because if it doesn't happen, then what's the point of him paying me? Like, there's really no point. So along with that though, like, I'll be quitting that, but also, I mean, I want to have more free time, not to just sit around and do nothing, but to really pursue like my own brand, like keep practicing the guitar and singing and making my own videos, keep documenting stuff like this, and keep doing my blog. And hopefully, I've talked a little bit about doing a podcast. I don't really know how that's going to work. I mean, I want to do it, but I mean, still a lot of thought has to go into that. But so like along with, like, I'm basically chasing my dreams. Like, this is a step closer to what I want to do the rest of my life, is help people and create content. And that's pretty much what I'm doing for the bridge, is I'm helping people. Because I mean, I'm sharing this message, and it's something that I believe in, and it's something that can help a lot of other people out there with depression and things like that. And so, I mean, I'm really looking forward to it, because it's pretty much my dream, just in a smaller version. Like, my dream is more of doing it with my own story and doing it with my own stuff, not doing it for someone else, but doing it for me, if that makes sense. But doing it for the bridge, I mean, I love doing it still, so I mean, I'm okay with it. But anyways, that's probably the biggest update. And I'm really looking forward to it because I already said because. What am I doing? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. What else is there? Oh, I got to play basketball for like the first time in I don't know how long. It's been like 7 months probably since I've actually played basketball, and in those 7 months I've been to the hospital a couple times and lost all that weight. And so I think that was probably the biggest reason why it was so hard to play. Like the very first play of the game, I was on defense and I was guarding and I was trying to slide and I ended up tripping over my own feet. Like how pathetic is that? I was nowhere quick I was not as quick as I used to be. I could not run as fast. I didn't even try jumping because I didn't want to embarrass myself. Like before, I could jump up and like snap the rim or grab it or whatever. And I didn't even want to try because like I said, I didn't want to embarrass myself. My shot wasn't there like it used to be. My dribbling wasn't necessarily there like it used to be. A lot wasn't there. Pretty much all of it wasn't there like it used to be, except for my basketball IQ. That was still there. So I was able to make up for different things, and I had to be a little more smarter in the way I played. I had to think a little bit more about what I was doing instead of just running all over the place. What else is there? Got to go snowboarding yesterday. That was pretty cool. I had a great time doing that. That was like the first time I've been snowboarding in a few years, actually. And I still got it. I had never done jumps before, and started doing that. Hit a couple rails unintentionally. That was pretty cool. But man, I fell a ton. Like literally, I had my GoPro, and literally, all it is me falling. Like I'm not even kidding. Like my butt hurts, so like my tailbone, like just to be like, just like stand up. Like I can feel it. Like okay. Anyways, what else is there? No girls, not necessarily any girls. I mean, I've been going on dates and I've met other girls and stuff like that, but yeah, not dating anyone. However, so one thing I've been thinking a lot about is like me marrying somebody, because I see posts about people that I grew up with or people that are younger than me. Like this one girl that I grew up with that dated one of my good friends back home. Like she's a year younger than I am and she's already getting married. Like how crazy, like I don't know, just things like that. And so when I see stuff like that, I'm like, oh man, like I'm gonna get married soon. Whoa. It's just weird. But one thing I've been telling people is that there was this girl that I met at the MTC, and I keep telling people like, hey, I'm gonna marry her. Yeah. And like, to be honest though, I kind of do want to marry her. Actually, I don't know. Like, I only talked to her for a little bit. It was during a talk, but just I don't know. I felt like there was like this connection. Like, I don't know, this is probably really weird, to be honest with you, but I'm sure I'm not the only one that goes through this. But, like, I feel like there's, like, this... So, basically, I was, like, reaching over to, like, touch her tablet or something, and I think we touched hands, and it was just, like... It was kind of like that. Or at least it was like that for me. But neither... Didn't seem like neither one of us just, like we touched and then just like quickly moved away. We were just like boop, boop, boop. It was kind of like that, and I later found out that she like wasn't even. She didn't. I think I might have been the only person she gave her email out to. Cause okay, I'll just tell you the story. So basically, what happened was so in the MTC you go, in the Missionary Training Center, you go to a lot of different lectures and talks and stuff like that. And so we were all, me and my group, pretty much, my zone, as we call it in the mission field, my zone, or for lack of better, my group, pretty much. We were sitting in this big auditorium with all the other missionaries that were in Provo. And this girl and her companion were sitting a few rows down to the left of us. And she actually wrote this note, and she was like, hey, you should email me. And I had her email on it, and she was going to pass me this note during the thing, but she was like too scared or something like that. And I told her that later that day, and I was like, you should have just passed it. Anyways, we talked, and then we ended up going to another lecture together. We went to another lecture together, and we like talked during it and stuff like that. But keep in mind, this is, you don't, if you're part of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and you're going on a mission, do not go to the missionary training center and like do this. Like, I didn't really do anything bad or anything, but don't have this be your focus. Don't have your girls on your mind, okay? Just don't. It's a distraction. But anyways, I did it. Okay, so we went to this lecture, and first, like, bless my companion. Sorry, he was a true bro during that moment, because we had to stay with our companion, so my companion had to go with me. And I sat by this girl, and he was sitting right here, and then her companion was sitting on the other side of her. So he was just being a true bro, because there wasn't a girl necessarily for him to really talk to or flirt with. So, true bro. Anyways, we talked a little bit, trying to be quiet during the movie or whatever it was that we were watching. And then, that was where we kind of like touched hands, and it was like, pff. And then after that, she was leaving the training center to go out into the field, and she was going to Florida. So she was leaving early the next morning. And so after this talk that we were sitting next to each other for, after that, she was having like a little get together with some of the people in her own group, because they were all leaving the next morning. And so she invited me to go to that, and we talked a little bit more after and stuff like that. And unfortunately, when you're a missionary, you can't hug other girls. And so I almost gave her a hug anyways, but I was like, no. So I had to shake her hand and goodbye. But anyways, we talked a little bit, and we emailed for a little bit back and forth while I was still in the mission, while I was still in MTC, because I still had like 2 weeks left. So we emailed a little bit, and a little bit after the fact, and it's like she was supposed to send me a letter or something, but I sent her a letter, like an actual mailed letter, but I don't know if it ever got to her. Anyways, yeah, she's probably one of the prettiest girls I've ever seen. And just like the fact that there's that connection makes me just like want to pursue it more. And she gets home next month. And some of the people that were in my mission, like my that were in the same mission I was, they're living up in Provo, and she's from the Salt Lake area. And I told them, like, hey, maybe after December or something, I'd come up and visit you guys. Not intentionally thinking, so I was saying, hey, maybe I can come visit you guys, not thinking about the fact that she was going to be home. And now that I think about it, I'm like, oh, hey, I can go visit them, and then DM her and be like, hey, you remember me? We should, like, get lunch or something. And then maybe I can be like, hey, you should think about going to school in St. George. And then go bam. Anyways, I don't know, it's just fun to think about. I mean, to be honest with you, I probably won't even marry her, but I mean, how cool would that be? Like, I make, like, this video is me talking about it, and then 2 years later, I marry her. Wow. 2 years. Wow. That would be crazy. Anyway, it's just fun to think about, and I wanted to share that because it's kind of weird sharing that, though, to be honest, because this is some pretty private thoughts. Private. So don't share it with anybody, even though that this is on a public site. Just kidding. Yeah. No, it's just, yeah, like I said, it's fun to think about. Like, yeah, I'm going to marry that girl. Like, I didn't think that would ever happen, or I'd ever want to do that. But, I mean, who knows, maybe I'll actually be able to meet up with her one of these days, or next couple months, when she gets home, and maybe I'll have lunch with her and be like, yep, nope, never mind, I do not want to marry her. But, hey, she's really pretty. Well, I guess I'll leave it at that. I mean, I really don't think there's anything else I need to say. So, see you later.